Shout out to Tom Brady if you're watching. Hold up. Go Janelle, you got the baddest man.
Take that away from
I'm getting a little nervous with this guy. I'm going to have trouble with Raymond this morning. Fortunately, I got the SWAT team here.
There are some serious cases, and then there are cases where Judge Caprio never ceases to crack you up. And with the world and the state that it's in sometimes, we could all probably use a good laugh. So let's get into it.
Judge Caprio, glad to see you, sir.
How glad are you to see me?
You're a great judge. You've been around for a long time.
Well,
I'm a native New Englander.
You stopped buttering me up right from the beginning, huh?
I'm not buttering you up.
An 81-year-old man who considers himself a good Samaritan and a nice guy is in court as a felon. It's quite unfortunate that he's taken a bad turn in life. After losing a lot of money, time, and health, he told the court that he'll be hibernating like a squirrel when he finally gets out of all this. Do squirrels hibernate? What do you think?
On November 15th, 2011,
Right.
where were you at 6:38 in the morning?
I don't know where I was yesterday.
I know where you were.
What?
We honestly can't blame him. Life is pretty hard sometimes, and he sure has gone through most of it. This next man has some pretty good negotiation skills, and he'd rather not pay at all.
Him right here. It's my brother.
I hope that's on camera.
With all my respect
For
the Saint Father.
The shock on her face was priceless. Did you know that Judge Frank's father was a fruit? Well, he was. He believes his father probably worked for this man's father, but for someone who doesn't remember where he was yesterday, I doubt he'll remember that.
My father was a wholesaler.
Matter of fact, my father used to tell me that somebody owed him some money that they never paid.
Let's
when
talk
he was
about
working.
something. Let's talk about something else.
A mom has second thoughts about bringing her child to court after he rats her out to Judge Frank Caprio.
Braden, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
6.
Are you in kindergarten?
Yeah.
And you're playing hooky? You're not going to school this morning, or are you going to go after court?
I'm going to go at the court.
he's late.
Okay.
It appears that Braden and his mom were previously in court and he did a good job helping Judge Frank. Well, they're back again and he's been invited to the bench. She was charged with speeding and was caught on camera. The speed indicated was 31 miles per hour.
So what do you want to say about that?
I say give me the benefit of the doubt
Why?
because I never speed.
All right, now your mother says that she never speeds.
At this point, I'm scared for her. Kids could always tell the truth. Braden told the court that she speeds sometimes, and he didn't forget to mention that she sped to the court because she was in a rush. Oh, kids never disappoint.
She was trying to beat the traffic, right? And when she was speeding, did you have your seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how many offenses we can charge you with.
I need to go to school and you're making me late.
Looks like she brought her son to court because she thought that he might help her. It was a smart move, and it seemed to have worked. She was given the benefit of the doubt, and the speeding charges were dismissed. She also has a parking ticket for parking at an expired meter.
Father is in hospice care. He's dying of cancer. And I had to go to court because he's having his child support suspended. Obviously, he can't pay for.
When it was time to pay the meter or move the car, the judge said they had to go around 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. She requested another benefit of the doubt because she's trying to raise the child all by herself. Well, according to the judge, she did everything right.
You were parked at a meter, and you put money in the meter, and you had a receipt that you had on the dashboard, and the receipt said you could park there until 12:37.
Yeah,
And they tagged you 9 minutes later.
right.
Given the circumstances that she explained, the case was dismissed. It's always important to teach our kids how to make a good first impression. In Braden's case, it definitely helped his mom. So let's move on to our next case. Here, a little boy came to help the judge. Miss Francine and her son, Raymond, are in court. Her car's been booted, and she's got 4 parking tickets and a red light violation, but most of it's already been paid for.
It's an $85 ticket. You paid $60, so there's $25 left on that. So,
I don't have it. Your Honor.
what do you want to tell me about this?
I'm guilty.
Oh, you're guilty?
Yes.
All right, well,
Judge Frank called Raymond up to the bench and asked him to help him make a decision. He asked him if his mother was guilty. He replied, saying she wasn't.
okay, you're going to be a good defense lawyer. All right, go back to your mommy. He's a handful, this guy. Okay, Francine, it's going to cost you $100 to get the boot released.
She stated that she didn't have the money at that moment. Judge Frank declared that the tickets were going to cost her $50, making it a total of $150. She explained that she could pay $25 after the court session and also mentioned that she's moving and the money she had with her was for the deposit and the first month rent. What a good time to give her a boot.
Stand that. Okay. We're going to try to, what we call, balance the equity.
The city paid a private company $100 to place a boot on her car. She's got 5 parking tickets, and of the 5, he dismissed 3 of them, and on these 3, the penalties on them were waived. So instead of paying $225, she's being charged $50 for the tickets. I honestly think that's pretty fair. What do you think?
You have to reimburse the city for the $100 that they have already paid out.
Mr. Carlos Leon is charged with disorderly conduct. Judge Frank read out the report of the case, and according to the report, the police were investigating a malicious mischief call. While they were investigating, Mr. Leon started screaming at the police. To my surprise, he's not even involved in whatever was going on.
All the people that are being investigated, don't effing talk to them, they don't effing care. So police tell him back away so they can continue the investigation. He keeps screaming. I can stand wherever that fight.
He was drunk, and then he started swearing at the police. They warned him again, and at this point, a crowd began to form. The police finished the investigation, and he was still screaming. They didn't arrest him, but he was told to leave or he was going to get arrested for disorderly conduct, but he didn't leave. Should we blame alcohol? I'm quite confused as to why he was contributing to an investigation in the first place.
They put the cuffs on him. So then he says, well, at this point now, he says, well, after all of this, he says, I apologize, I lost $300 today. So police said, okay, we're taking you to the station. Now it starts again.
He asked them to call for backup and told them that they didn't know him. He was placed in the rear of a cruiser and then he was transported to a central location. While they were on the elevator, he was agitated and he started screaming at the police again.
Get police, I want your effing badge number. I'm going to effing sue you. Then he starts using the N-word. Here's what he says to the police. You got bullied all your life. That's why you need that effing gun and badge.
Well, that's definitely enough reason to be charged for disorderly conduct. I mean, he was warned. We've got to give the police some credit, though. They exercised a lot of great restraint here. His counselor stated that she didn't have a defense in the case as her client has acknowledged responsibilities. And he's agreed to a plea and a $50 fine.
Inspector Quinn, do you have a recommendation in this matter?
That was the recommendation, Your Honor. There was a no-low plea with a $50 fine. I had spoken with counsel previously on that.
Inspector Quinn further explained that the city also agrees that the behavior and the language was not something the police should have tolerated at the time. But unfortunately, that's what they do on a daily basis. He was also clearly under the influence of alcohol at the time.
The recommendation of the prosecution, and the reason I'm accepting the recommendation is because there was actually no physical force used, even though there was a threat of physical force, and based on his record, he's capable of exercising that force.